We'll start at the top and we'll move down with organs. The first thing I'd like you to see is the trachea. That's the windpipe right there. We see those cartilaginous rings there. Deep to the trachea and kind of off to the side is a flattened tube. That's the esophagus. That's our food tube. So trachea, esophagus. Here's the heart. That's pretty obvious. On either side of the heart are the lungs, and we see several lobes of the lungs here, several lobes here. Moving down, we see the diaphragm muscle here, chief muscle in breathing. Pull the diaphragm back, you see the liver. This is the liver. And then tucked into the lobes of the liver here is the gallbladder. That's that kind of flattened pouch there, the gallbladder. Pull the liver up. Here's the stomach, pretty large. Pull the stomach up and we see the spleen. That's that thing that kind of looks like a big long tongue. Pull the spleen back and we see, oops, I just broke part of that spleen. The pancreas, that's what all this is, pancreas. Down here are the intestines. I'm holding the small intestine in my hand. The large intestine wraps around the small intestine like a frame. So there's the large intestine. This blue ball here is the kidney. Here's a kidney. Coming out of the kidney, you see that tube. That's the ureter, and that's gonna lead to the urinary bladder. So kidney, ureter, bladder. And then this is a female cat, so I'm gonna lay her reproductive organs out, and then I'll show you the parts and pieces of the reproductive organs. Lay it like this. Down here, we see the body of the uterus, right there. These are the horns of the uterus, here and here. At the ends of the horns, we'll see kind of a seed or a pod. That's the ovary. And then this kind of squishy or kind of ropey stuff that wraps around the ovary is the oviduct. So ovary here, oviduct wrapped around it. Now I'm going to switch cats and we're going to look at blood vessels on this other cat. We already started the heart. So here's the heart. Coming out of the heart, we see two vessels. This would be the left subclavian artery. That's gonna go up and over the ribs, and I'm gonna kind of fake it here because this is broken, to the armpit area where it's the left axillary artery, and then way far down in the arm, we would see the left brachial artery. This other branch is the brachiocephalic artery. That branches up into the head as the common carotids. And the third branch, let me pull this vein back. The third branch here is the right subclavian artery. So left subclavian artery was over here. This is the right subclavian artery. That goes up and over the ribs as the right axillary artery and the right brachial artery. Following the arch of the aorta down into the thoracic cavity, I'm gonna pull everything this way. There's the arch of the aorta. That's gonna become the thoracic aorta here. It's sitting superior to the diaphragm, so it's the thoracic aorta. But down here, inferior to the diaphragm, it's gonna be the abdominal aorta. There's a branch that goes off to the kidney. That's the renal artery there. Now, the abdominal aorta goes all the way down and then it branches off, goes down into the left leg, goes down into the right leg. Here, it's called this is the left external iliac artery. Way deep here is the left internal iliac artery. External iliac artery then goes down into the leg as the femoral artery. And the same thing happens on the right. Inferior vena cava, right external iliac artery, right internal iliac artery, external iliac artery becomes femoral artery down here. Now we're going to retrace our steps with the veins. So if that was the femoral artery, this is the femoral vein. Femoral vein comes up, becomes external iliac vein. Let me move these arteries out of the way. And then we're going to add one more vessel here. This is called the common iliac vein. So those two common iliac veins are going to meet in the middle here and become one, and where they converge and go up the center of the body, that's the inferior vena cava. Big, long inferior vena cava. The renal vein is going to come off of that and go over to the kidney. Inferior vena cava follows up, goes into the liver, comes out the top of the liver and the diaphragm, still as the inferior vena cava. Now, it's going to come out the top of the heart as the superior vena cava. So here's the superior vena cava. Now it's going to come up and it's going to branch. It's going to go to the left arm and it's going to go to the right arm. Mine is broken at the right arm, so I'm going to fake it here. This is the superior vena cava. Now we're going to see left brachiocephalic vein and right brachiocephalic vein. Now left subclavian vein, right subclavian vein would be here. Left axillary vein, right axillary vein would be here. Left brachial vein, right brachial vein would be here.